Could a single voice really command the mountains to sing? Step into the awe-inspiring world of Prophet Dawud, where miracles weren't just tales, they were his reality. Are you ready to hear his story? Welcome to Epic Ummah, where we bring you the incredible stories of the prophets. Today, we're diving into the life of Prophet Dawud, peace be upon him, also known as David, a shepherd, a warrior, a king, and a prophet whose story echoes with lessons of faith, courage, and wisdom. Imagine a young boy facing a towering giant, a ruler making tough calls with justice, and a man whose voice moved mountains. Literally, Dawud alayhi salam's life is packed with moments that'll inspire you to trust in Allah, no matter the odds. So grab a seat, and let's journey through his epic tale together. Imagine standing in a dusty valley, the air thick with tension, as a giant so terrifying steps forward that even the bravest soldiers freeze in fear. Now, picture a young boy, armed only with a sling and unshakable faith, walking out to face this monster. This isn't a fairy tale. It's the true story of Prophet Dawud alayhi salam and how he became a hero. Long ago in the land of Palestine, two armies stood across a wide, sun-scorched valley. On one side were the Israelites, followers of Allah, led by King Talut, also known as Saul in other scriptures. On the other were the Philistines, a fierce people who worshipped idols. For days, they'd stared each other down, neither side daring to strike first. The tension was unbearable. Then, one morning, a massive figure lumbered out from the Philistine ranks. His name was Goliath, and he was a sight to behold. His bronze armor gleaming like fire under the sun. His spear was as thick as a tree trunk, its iron tip glinting with menace. His deep voice rumbled across the valley as he, "Send out your best warrior to face me. If he beats me, we'll serve you. But if I win, you'll serve us." He laughed, a cruel sound that sent chills through the Israelite camp. For 40 days, Goliath strutted out twice a day, morning and evening, repeating his challenge. The Israelite soldiers, among themselves, their courage fading. Even King Talut, a tall and strong leader, couldn't hide the worry in his eyes. No one stepped forward. Far away, in the quiet town of Bethlehem, a young shepherd named Dawud was tending his father's sheep. Dawud alayhi salam was the youngest of 8 brothers, a boy with bright eyes and a heart full of faith. While his older brothers fought in Talut's army, Dawud alayhi salam stayed behind, guarding the flock from wolves and lions. One day, his father Jesse called him over. "Dawud," he said, "take this bread and cheese to your brothers at the camp. Check on them for me." With a nod, Dawud alayhi salam slung his shepherd's staff over his shoulder, grabbed the provisions, and set off. The journey was long, the sun beating down on him, but he pressed on, humming praises to Allah. When he reached the camp, he found the soldiers gathered, their faces pale. "What's going on?" he asked his brothers. "That giant Goliath," one replied, pointing across the valley. "He's been taunting us for weeks. No one's brave enough to fight him." Dawud alayhi salam peered over and saw Goliath, his towering frame, his mocking grin. But instead of fear, a fire lit up inside him. "Who does this Philistine think he is, defying the army of the living God?" he said, his voice steady. His brothers rolled their eyes. "Quiet, Dawud. You're just a kid. Go back to your sheep." But Dawud alayhi salam couldn't stay silent. He moved through the camp, asking soldier after soldier, why won't anyone stop him? His words spread like wildfire until they reached Talut. Talut summoned Dawud alayhi salam to his tent. "I hear you think someone should fight Goliath," he said, sizing up the boy. "What's your plan?" "Let no one lose heart because of him," Dawud alayhi salam replied. "I'll go fight this giant." Talut blinked in surprise. "You? You're too young. He's been a warrior his whole life." Dawud alayhi salam smiled calmly. "When I watched my father's sheep, a lion once snatched a lamb. I chased it down, grabbed its jaws and killed it. Another time a bear came, I struck it dead too. Allah saved me from those beasts, and he'll save me from this Philistine." Talut saw the spark in Dawud alayhi salam's eyes and felt a flicker of hope. "All right," he said, "go, and may Allah be with you." He handed Dawud alayhi salam his own armor, a heavy helmet, a clanking coat of mail, a sword. But when Dawud alayhi salam tried to walk, he stumbled. "I can't use these," he said, shedding the gear. Instead, he picked up his staff, his trusty sling, and 5 smooth stones from a stream, tucking them into his pouch. With every eye on him, Dawud alayhi salam stepped into the valley. Goliath spotted him, and roaring laughter with, "What's this, a boy with a stick? I'll feed you to the birds." Dawud alayhi salam didn't flinch. "You come with a sword and spear," he shouted, "but I come in the name of Allah, the God you've insulted. Today he'll hand you over to me, and the world will know his power." Goliath charged, his footsteps shaking the earth. Dawud alayhi salam reached into his pouch, slipped a stone into his sling, and swung it hard. The stone zipped through the air, striking Goliath square in the forehead. The giant froze, eyes wide, then crashed to the ground, dead. The Philistines gasped. The Israelites cheered. Dawud alayhi salam ran forward, grabbed Goliath's sword, and cut off his head, sealing the victory. The enemy fled, and the Israelites rejoiced. Dawud alayhi salam's triumph wasn't about strength or weapons. It was about faith. He trusted Allah completely, and that gave him courage no one else had. Today, when we face our own giants, big problems or fears, Dawud alayhi salam's story reminds us to lean on Allah and step forward with confidence. Dawud alayhi salam's win over Goliath was just the start. From a shepherd, he'd rise to become a king known for wisdom and fairness. Let's see what happened next. What makes a leader truly great? Power, wealth. For Prophet Dawud, it was his wisdom and justice, rooted in his love for Allah and his people. After defeating Goliath, Dawud alayhi salam's name spread far and wide. He became a hero among the Israelites and a trusted aide to King Talut. Over time, by Allah's will, he took the throne, becoming king. But Dawud alayhi salam wasn't like other rulers who chased glory or gold. He wanted to serve Allah and bring fairness to everyone. One sunny afternoon, two men burst into his court, arguing loudly. The first, a poor shepherd, said, "O king, this rich man has 99 sheep. I had just one, a little ewe I loved like family. But he took her, saying she'd be better off with his flock." The rich man nodded. "It's true. I have many sheep. I thought one more wouldn't hurt me, and he could get another. What's the big deal?" Dawud alayhi salam sat on his throne, his face calm but thoughtful. He knew this wasn't just about sheep. It was about right and wrong. After a pause, he said, "The sheep belongs to the shepherd. You, with 99, had no right to take his one. Return it now." The rich man frowned, but Dawud alayhi salam wasn't done. "Switch places," he ordered. "You, shepherd, argue his side, and you, rich man, argue his." Confused, they obeyed. The rich man stammered about how losing his only sheep felt like losing everything. The shepherd tried to justify taking it. By the end, the rich man's eyes softened. He understood the pain he'd caused. He returned the sheep and apologized. On another day, a farmer stormed in, furious. "My neighbor's sheep broke into my field last night and ate half my crops," he cried. The neighbor, looking ashamed, said, "It was an accident. They got loose." Dawud alayhi salam listened, stroking his beard. "The neighbor will give his sheep to the farmer," he ruled. The neighbor's jaw dropped. But then Dawud alayhi salam added, "Wait, you'll keep them only until their milk and wool repay your loss, then return them." Both men nodded, relieved. Justice was done, but so was mercy. Dawud alayhi salam's court became famous. People traveled miles to hear his rulings, not just for answers, but to learn. Once, a woman complained her brother took her share of their father's land. Dawud alayhi salam asked the brother to explain, then ruled in her favor, saying, "Allah commands us to honor what's fair, not just what's easy." The brother grumbled but obeyed, and word of Dawud alayhi salam's fairness spread even further. He didn't just judge. He built a kingdom where people felt safe and heard. He'd walk among them, listening to their troubles, praying for guidance. His throne wasn't a place of pride, but a duty to Allah. Dawud alayhi salam shows us leadership isn't about being the loudest or strongest. It's about justice and caring for others. Whether you're a boss, a parent, or a friend, his example pushes us to be fair, wise, and guided by faith. Dawud alayhi salam wasn't just a king, he was a prophet with a divine gift from Allah. Let's explore that next. Did you know Prophet Dawud received a holy book called the Zabur? It's one of Allah's sacred scriptures, and it shaped his life and his people in amazing ways. As king, Dawud led with wisdom, but as a prophet, he carried Allah's message. One day, while he sat reflecting on his kingdom, Allah sent him the Zabur, a book of divine words, revealed in a way that stirred the soul. Known as the Psalms, it was filled with praises to Allah, prayers for help, and lessons about life. Dawud had a voice like no other, clear, strong, and so beautiful that when he recited the Zabur, people stopped to listen. The Quran says even the mountains and birds joined him in praise. Picture him on a hill, the sun setting, singing, "O Allah, your mercy fills the earth. The skies declare your greatness." Shepherds paused, warriors wept, and children smiled as his words floated over the land. The Zabur wasn't just pretty songs. It taught gratitude, like thanking Allah for food, family, and safety. It urged people to turn back to Allah when they messed up, promising forgiveness. One verse might have said, "When I stray, guide me back, O Lord," showing Dawud's humility. Despite being king, he'd recite it daily, sometimes alone under the stars, sometimes before his people. Once, after a battle, he gathered the soldiers, tired and bruised, and sang from the Zabur about Allah's protection. Their spirits lifted, and they felt stronger, ready to face tomorrow. The Zabur also guided his rulings. When he judged the shepherd and the rich man, its lessons about fairness echoed in his mind. Allah honored Dawud with this book, saying in the Quran, "We gave Dawud the Zabur," chapter 4, verse 163. It wasn't just for him. It was a light for the Israelites, showing them how to live right. Dawud's love for the Zabur spread. Scribes wrote it down, and families passed its teachings on, keeping Allah's words alive. It was a bridge between him and his Creator, a gift he shared with joy. The Zabur reminds us how vital Allah's guidance is. Like Dawud had his book, we have the Quran, a roadmap for life. His devotion inspires us to read it, reflect, and let it shape who we are. Dawud al-Islam's life as a prophet and king left a mark forever. What does it mean for us today? Let's find out. Thousands of years later, Prophet Dawud alayhi salam's story still lights our way. What can this shepherd turned king teach us in our modern world? Dawud alayhi salam's life is like a treasure chest of lessons. His battle with Goliath wasn't just a win, it was proof that faith can topple any giant. Today we face our own giants, stress, injustice, doubt. Dawud alayhi salam's courage whispers to us, "Trust Allah, and you'll find strength you didn't know you had." As a king, he ruled with a heart for justice. His court wasn't about power, it was about truth. In a world where leaders sometimes care more about fame than fairness, Dawud alayhi salam's example shines. He judged with mercy, like with the farmer and the sheep, showing us that doing right doesn't mean being harsh. His love for the Zabur tied it all together. He didn't just rule or fight, he worshipped. In our busy lives, school, work, phones buzzing, Dawud alayhi salam reminds us to pause, pray, and reconnect with Allah. His voice praising Allah teaches us that faith isn't a chore, it's a joy. Dawud alayhi salam's legacy grew through his son, Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam, who built on his father's work with wisdom and wonders. Click on I button and watch the full video to know more about Sulaiman alayhi salam. Together, they show us how faith passes down, urging us to teach our kids and communities about Allah. From Bethlehem's fields to Jerusalem's throne, Dawud alayhi salam lived for Allah. His story crosses time, landing in our hearts today. Muslims honor him as a prophet whose faith, justice, and worship still guide us, whether we're facing bullies, leading others, or seeking peace. Dawud alayhi salam's life proves the prophet's stories aren't old news. They're for us, now. His faith, bravery, and fairness push us to live better, trust Allah deeper, and make a difference wherever we are. As we wrap up Dawud alayhi salam's tale, let's hold on to its lessons and see how they fit into our lives. Prophet Dawud, peace be upon him, was a shepherd who slew a giant, a king who ruled with wisdom, and a prophet who sang Allah's praise. His life shows us faith in action, courage against odds, justice in tough times, and devotion always. Take his story with you. Face your giants, lead with heart, and stay close to Allah. Thanks for watching Epic Ummah. If this moved you, hit like, share, and subscribe for more prophet stories. May Allah guide us to follow Dawud alayhi salam's path. See you next time. Your like fuels our mission. Your share spreads prophetic wisdom, and your subscribe builds a fortress for Islamic truth. Help us rebuild what the world tries to erase. Thanks for watching, and keep exploring. Until next time, Salamu alaikum.